Without an environmental program in place, hospitality properties can be very wasteful and consume huge amounts of resources. But don't panic. Hotels, resorts, inns, and bed and breakfasts can increase their credibility by having an environmental policy review and environmental policy statement in place. Today, I'm going to show you how investing in renewable and eco-friendly resources can help improve your hospitality property's overall profit and patronage. Welcome to another edition of Hospitality Property School. I am your instructor, Gerry MacPherson. Without a program in place, hospitality properties can be very wasteful and consume huge amounts of resources. But don't panic. Many greening initiatives are not expensive to implement and can provide substantial benefits to your business. There are three key areas of environmental impact that properties should consider: energy, water, and waste. Energy. Extensive use is extremely expensive, but with minor adjustments, it can lead to massive cost savings. Waste. One study I read that the average hotel produces in excess 1 kilo of waste per guest per day. The good news is that approximately 30% of the waste in hotels can be diverted through reuse and recycling. And water. Tourists and residents alike require a clean and dependable supply of water for their survival, including drinking, cooking, and cleansing. Water can also be an integral part to the amenities usually expected by tourists, such as swimming pools, landscape gardens, and golf courses. Water also supports industries such as agriculture that support the tourism industry. Several studies have indicated that economical benefits can be gained in properties through implementing environmental and social initiatives, many with little or no capital. In addition to the cost benefits, there are also other benefits in choosing an environmentally sustainable strategy. These can include gaining a competitive advantage by being a leader in the industry, customer loyalty, employee retention, awards and recognition, regulatory compliance, risk management, and an increased brand value. But the major benefit? It's because it's the right thing to do. There are many green practices that hospitality properties can apply as a preventive measures to save unnecessary costs. Examples of these practices include recycling, use of compact fluorescent lights, they save energy, the reuse of linens, saves water, detergent, energy, and greenhouse gases, low-flow shower systems, saves water and energy, using local products, this can save on transportation costs, installation of green roofs, saves energy, installation of solar heaters or other renewable energy sources. This will also save energy. Reports by hundreds of businesses around the world showed that by applying appropriate management processes, they have reduced energy and water consumption costs by more than 20%, solid waste and wastewater disposal costs by more than 15%, improved the quality of the environment in which they operate, and improved staff motivation and community relations. It is inevitable that there will be a number of huge benefits by going green. Okay, the big question is, how do you get a program started? There are 8 key components to establishing a program to effectively green your hospitality property. 1. You have to identify a green coordinator. In order for an environmental program to be successful, the first step is appointing someone in your organization to be responsible for the program, probably somebody in senior management. In addition to the green coordinator, the hospitality property must have an environmental manager to carry out the program. An environmental manager would primarily be responsible for organizing a green team, coordinating environmental audits for water, waste, energy, carbon emissions, and purchasing, and monitoring of performance against established goals. The environmental manager is crucial to the success of the program, as they will assume the role of the program manager, information gatherer, communicator, motivator, and ambassador to guests. 2. Set a standard to focus your efforts and measure future successes. Departmental inspections are essential in determining where you should focus your efforts. To set future goals, it is imperative to have a clear understanding of the property's current position in terms of resources used by departments. Therefore, it is essential to audit how much energy and water is consumed, as well as how much and what type of waste is generated. Measurement and goal setting is vital to the success of an environmental program. You must know what you use and produce before you can reduce it. Now, the departments that need inspection include engineering, laundry, general management, grounds and recreation, housekeeping, purchasing, kitchen and food and beverage outlets, the front desk. It is important to ensure that the measurements are tracked against determined goals on a regular basis by each department, and there is a central tracking system which merges all the data for analysis. 3. Engage your staff. Without the support of employees, an environmental program will rarely work. It is important to involve and consult with employees before starting and during the development and implementation phase of the environmental program. Quite often, employees also have a better understanding of areas where savings can occur and small improvements that have the potential to make a big difference. With advice from your employees, you'll have a better understanding of both the environmental issues within your property and your employees' concerns, interests, and passions. Consulting your employees is a great starting point for any environmental program and gives the employees a sense of empowerment and ownership. It'll make them feel proud to work at your property. 4. Setting an action plan. In order to achieve results, goals should be set on an annual basis. Using the inspections as a baseline, the goals should be attainable and easy to monitor. In order to get you on track with the action plan, choose the goals in the first year that are easily attainable and keep track of all cost-saving measures. It will be easier to justify a bigger expense in energy conservation. By seeing these results, it should increase senior management support and generate employee enthusiasm. 5. Elect a green committee or team. Once the support and enthusiasm of the employees is gained and the action plan is identified, it is imperative to assemble a team to run the new environmental program in-house. Establishing an environmental committee or a green team is essential to the success of an environmental program. Now, some considerations when selecting a green team are technical expertise in areas such as operations, engineering, and purchasing, departmental representation such as front desk, food and beverage, and housekeeping, keeping the groups to a manageable size to ensure easy decision-making, and involving marketing and sales as they have useful intelligence about consumers and competitors. Members of your green team should exhibit qualities such as good communication skills. This is important, and the people you select should be comfortable with dealing with senior management and employees alike. They should have an interest in environmental matters, be enthusiastic, motivated, and passionate, and be able to commit a certain amount of time. 6. Write an environmental policy statement. An environmental policy statement should be written to communicate both internally and externally. A well-written policy statement needs to express the following: the environmental goals of the facility, for example, reducing waste by 20% in such and such a year, the way the organization aims to treat the people it employs, and the way it aims to integrate into the community and cooperate with any significant local issues that impact the business. Your policy statement should also be communicated wherever possible, such as the operations manual, on your website, and in guest information packets. 7. Incorporating your environmental program into employee training. In order for an environmental program to be successful, the goals and objectives must be included into the employee training. Employees should be made aware of the policies and initiatives, as well as the goals and objectives of the environmental program. This information should be included in the training documentation, orientation packages for new employees, as well as other staff training methods, with the aim to integrate these policies into the organizations. Posters, general staff emails, and other less informal means are also a great way to make your employees aware of the environmental program initiatives. Staff members need to understand their responsibilities and the hospitality property's goals. 8. Set goals and offer regular progress reports. Benchmarking progress on a regular basis is vital in achieving the goal of being a responsible hospitality property. Progress of how the goals are being achieved and the new goals should also be communicated. After the break from our sponsor, I'm going to talk about your hospitality property's environmental policy review. Do you have an independent hospitality property, a hotel, resort, inn, or bed and breakfast, and at times feel overwhelmed with all you have to do? Do you find yourself doing everything from checking guests in, to marketing, to looking for the right people to work for you, to cleaning toilets and everything in between? What happens when things become hectic? Do you feel stressed? Do you find it difficult to plan for the future when your only concern is how to get the rooms ready for the new arrivals? So what can you do? You have to get organized. You have to learn the strategies that'll make you more effective. Wouldn't it be great to learn the techniques the big brand hospitality properties use and to work like you have a full organizational structure supporting you? If the answer is yes, your next question might be, how do I do this? Well, if you can make the time and have the extra funds, many universities and colleges offer hospitality training programs. Or you can learn from those who've gone through all your problems and see how they have streamlined their business. You can do this by becoming a member of the Hospitality Property School Group. The benefits of this group include helping your hospitality property to gain a clear vision, help set up your organizational structure, help set up your brand, help your social media strategy, help create an atmosphere to hire the right employees, help grow your business. The Hospitality Property School Group is designed to share knowledge, tips, and techniques to like-minded hospitality property owners and managers who might not have the benefit of having an entire organization to support them. If you are looking for ways to streamline your business, learn how to set up an organizational strategy, to hire and keep the right employees, and to increase your bookings and profit, then visit KeystoneHospitalityDevelopment.com/membership-site and explore the Hospitality Property Group for an entire week for only $1. We guarantee you'll find tips and techniques that you can begin using right away to help start improving your bookings and profit. But don't just take my word for it. Explore yourself for an entire week for only $1. That's KeystoneHospitalityDevelopment.com/membership-site. You've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Before the break, I said I was going to talk about your hospitality property's environmental policy review. Over the course of these podcasts, I have referred to the importance of a property operations manual many times. In fact, I honestly believe that you cannot have an efficient business without an operations manual. If you want your hospitality property to be competitive, one section that definitely has to be included in your manual is your environmental policy. I talked about the ways you can make your property green. Well, today I'm going to look at some specifics you may want to include in your policy. Your environmental policy should have different categories with workable actions included under each. I will give you examples of categories and some of the possible actions you could include underneath each. For example, organization, reporting, and management. Underneath you could include, do you have a written policy in your operations manual? Do you have 2 or more employees within the business responsible for managing environmental matters? Are standard, or at least annual, progress reports made on environmental matters? Another category, environmental management. Actions could include, is the hospitality property actively engaged in achieving a reduction in energy consumption and costs? Is energy-effective lighting installed in at least 50% of the areas, and is it effective? Is there evidence of, or the policy of purchasing low-energy equipment such as fridges, microwaves, cookers, that type of thing? Has a member of the Environmental Committee been designated to monitor performance continually and set realistic targets based on the results? Another category, water management. Is the hospitality property actively engaged in the reduction of water consumption? This can also reduce costs. Are water-saving devices fitted on to reduce water consumption? These devices may include flow restrictors, percussion taps, or limiters on the water pipes. Is gray water recycled and treated appropriately before use? Are low-flush toilets fitted with water-saving devices? Another category, waste. Is the business compliant with national waste regulations? Has an audit been conducted to identify waste created? Are procedures now in place to reduce or reuse the waste where possible? And this could include providing recycling bins in each department or in the rooms. Have waste reduction targets been implemented? How about purchasing? Do you have a written purchasing policy to try the possibility of purchasing local or organic or biodegradable products? Is there a procedure in place to monitor annually how the purchasing policy is being turned into practice? Are products being sourced from local suppliers whenever possible? Another category, community support. What ways has the hotel identified that the local community can benefit from the business? Does your hospitality property support and actively contribute to any conservation or cultural heritage projects through financial or in-kind supports? How about a category for educating your guests? Are guests encouraged to buy products locally? Are guests provided guidance on environmental protection in the area? Are there lists showing guests what products or souvenirs to avoid buying? Is there information provided to guests regarding areas of cultural characteristics? And the last category I would consider, employee training. Do you include environmental aspects in your employee training, such as how to reduce energy, water, and waste? Do you have an employee's idea campaign to solicit ideas about how to reduce the hotel's environmental impact? Now, these are examples of the types of different categories with actions you could include in your environmental policy. You should also consider writing an environmental policy statement for your property and include it in your guests' information package, on your menus, and post it in your lobby. Now, a sample of this could be, at, and then the name of your property, we operate to high standards of performance and promote socially and environmentally sustainable business practices. Our aim is to bring a positive benefit to the societies in which we operate through high-quality services, economic growth, environmental protection, community involvement, and employment. In order to adhere to these principles, we endeavor to set sound environmental and social objectives and targets, and integrate the process of reviewing and reporting, comply with all applicable environmental laws, statuses, and regulations, continuously improve environmental performance and reduce environmental impact of our environments, create environmental awareness among our employees, customers, suppliers, and the community. And here you could add in specific goals for your own hospitality properties: waste, water, energy, conservation, community involvement, and purchasing. This is a lot to take in. Is it making sense? Let me know by leaving a short comment below. Investing in renewable and eco-friendly resources can help improve your hospitality property's overall profit margin. Today, many travelers prefer accommodations that are environmentally friendly rather than an ordinary hospitality property room. With climate change and the environment grabbing the headlines, increasing pressure to cut carbon emissions, and rising electricity prices, saving energy is on many hoteliers' and innkeepers' priority list. Renewable power, including wind and hydroelectric power, are set to rise by 40% over the next 5 years. With less than 2% of the world's electricity currently generated through solar technology, a recent report estimated that this figure could increase by as much as 13% by the year 2030. It is clear that renewable energy is here to stay as more companies embrace it, and in this group, the travel industry stands out. Here are some examples of how renewable energy is being used by the travel industry to lower operating costs and support a sustainable future. Solar energy. The solar energy industry is set to grow by more than $65 billion. Today, 3/4 of solar installations are less than a couple of years old, and hospitality properties of all sizes are quickly taking to this technology. Although solar power installations can take as long as a decade to pay for themselves, they can cut energy bills by 60%. For this reason, more properties are choosing this option. Wind energy. The terms wind energy or wind power describe the process by which the wind is used to generate mechanical power or electricity. Wind turbines convert the kinetic energy in the wind to mechanical power. Based on the size of a property, wind energy can cover half the electric bill each month. Geothermal energy. Geothermal energy is thermal energy generated and stored in the earth. The geothermal gradient, which is the difference in temperature between the core of the planet and its surface, drives a continuous conduction of thermal energy in the form of heat from the core to the surface. With many countries around the world ready to embrace geothermal energy, it is ready to double in size. Biodiesel. Biodiesel refers to a vegetable oil or animal fat-based diesel fuel and is quickly becoming more popular. The U.S. economy reaped more than $4 billion from it in the past year. And there's a property in Sweden that turns its organic waste into biodiesel at a nearby plant. The biodiesel that results from this and similar projects in Sweden are powering the nation's vehicles. Reuse. Waste management is a significant issue at hospitality properties, which are increasingly running programs to reuse linens and towels. Guests can choose to dry their own towels and keep the same bed linens rather than getting new ones each day. To deal with the waste from gardens and kitchens, as I mentioned before, some properties send waste to biogas plants. In conclusion, renewable energy sources are becoming popular with consumers and businesses around the world. Hospitality properties, which are major energy consumers, have taken the lead in embracing these new sources of energy. Along with saving money, renewable energy sources boost customers' perception of hospitality properties and support a healthier future for everyone, and it's not as hard as you might have thought to start making your hospitality property greener. Start with the 3 key areas of environmental impact: energy, water, and waste. Follow the 8 key components to establishing a program to effectively green your hospitality property and focus on the benefits to your property. Do you know about the 6-Day Challenge? We want to challenge you. The 6-Day Challenge is a free video series with many actionable tips and techniques that you can take and use to help improve your property's patronage and profit. Whether you're operating a 1-room bed and breakfast or a 500-room luxury hotel, there's always something new you can learn. Never stop learning, because life never stops teaching. It is important as a hospitality property owner or manager that you never stop learning. So what have you got to lose? Are you up for the challenge? Sign up below to get immediate access to the first video. If you like this video, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and if you're going to employ any of the procedures. You can support this free podcast by leaving us a review and giving a 5-star rating in the Apple Podcast Store or wherever you happen to be listening to it. Every review helps more people find the podcast. If you know someone who might gain from the video, go ahead and share it. Make sure to hit the like button. All feedback is appreciated. If you haven't done so yet, make sure to subscribe and hit the little bell so you're notified when I upload a new video. Thank you so much for your attention, and let's continue to work together to put heads in your beds. Until next time, have a fun day. We will see you next time, right here in Hospitality Property School.